How's everybody today? Good. Well, look, I thought that for the first scrimmage, I was really, pleased with the effort and the intensity that the players had. I really like the attitude of this team in terms of how they go about what they try to do and how they work and the effort that they give, the mental and physical toughness that we play with. A lot of guys trying to be conscientious to do a good job, and I think that it shows in play, the way we compete. The togetherness on the team is, to me, a lot better. I said, back in the beginning, we're starting over in terms of starting a new program and going back to reemphasize the basic fundamental things that we thought made the program successful to start with, and everybody's got to buy into that, and I like the way the players have responded. I like the leadership that we have, so far on this team. Obviously, we're not satisfied with where we are in terms of our execution, as a team, but a lot of good things. Guys made some big plays on offense, made some good runs. Running backs played well. We ran the ball pretty effectively. Made some plays in the passing game. I thought we were in the move the field stuff. The offense really, had nice intensity and was crisp in their execution. Some of the situational stuff maybe we didn't do quite as well, but I think there's plenty of room to work on some of those things defensively. The first defense, did a pretty good job, but after that, our tackling wasn't what it needs to be, and probably make too many mental errors with too many other guys to get the kind of execution we'd like to get on a consistent basis. But I think every player should, be thinking about the same thing. I'm not disappointed with where I'm at, but I'm also not satisfied with where I'm at. So we all need to take it one day at a time and do the things that we need to do to focus on the improvement that we need to make to become, a better football team. We had two guys that were injured today. Eddie Jackson, hurt his knee, non-contact, just jumped up in the air for a ball, came down funny. He'll have an MRI tomorrow, and, we'll go from there. Reuben Foster has a stinger, neck stinger. He started out the scrimmage fine. I think he will be fine. But he wasn't able to finish. So, other than that, I don't think we have any other injuries that are significant. I don't think really Reuben. This is something that Reuben's been sort of dealing with, all spring long. Kind of a little bit of a neck stinger, and every now and then when it flares up, you just got to shut them down for a while.
So, Andrew, just going to ask about the wide receivers. How have you seen them in the spring so far? What DeAndre White's status is going to get going through the rest of the spring?
Well, DeAndre White will be. We won't have him practice any this spring. He's starting to do light running on the, gravity treadmill, running in the pool. Really working hard, good rehab. These toes are something that you don't want to push guys back on. We've had really good luck with a couple guys that have had these issues. Kevin Norwood a year ago, Eddie a year before that. So, we don't anticipate that he'll be here in the spring. We do feel like when June rolls around and we get started in the summer conditioning program, he'll be fine. I think our receivers have done a nice job this spring. Christian Jones has been really, really good all spring. So is Amari Cooper. Chris Black is developing. Some of the young guys are developing. So we're pleased with the progress that we made. We feel like there's three guys when you throw DeAndre White in there with Amari Cooper and Christian Jones that have a lot of experience and a lot of ability. We also have three running backs that I think have really had good springs, so far. TJ and Kenyon Drake and Derrick Henry have all been outstanding this spring.
Over there on the right here.
how did the linebackers play today, and just kind of Trey taking that leadership role and kind of
Trey's done a great job all spring. He's really done a good job from the leadership standpoint. He's really had a good spring so far. He really has practiced well. You know, tries to finish plays, tries to be a good example for all the other players. He's really done a nice job. Ruben is doing fine. He just has this problem every now and then with his neck that we've had to deal with. But he's made nice progress. I think Reggie is making improvement. It's just consistency with those guys, you know, understanding their run fits, understanding their pass coverage all the time, how to do it, being consistent with it. But those three guys, you know, have done a really good job. I think Sean Dion Hamilton is a guy that's showing some promise. And, you know, Walker Jones is finally over his shoulder surgery, so he's, you know, kind of doing some things. But the inside guys, you know, they've made pretty good progress.
In the middle, Mark.
What did you see from the secondary today? And with the track meet in town, did Tony go through the scrimmage, and do you know if he's going to run tonight?
He's not going to run today. You know, we have a schedule of when he can and can't run. You know, he actually fell over a hurdle the other day, and when he was at track practice, and sort of, you know, Tony hurt his shoulder in the Under Armour game, and he re-injured it, you know, going over a hurdle the other day. So we're kind of, he's wearing a black shirt, you know, in practice, so he doesn't have any other issues with it. And I'm not sure exactly how much more track he'll do the rest of the spring, but we have a schedule. It's just what he's able to do. And he's done a good job of managing, you know, both of those things, and we feel like he's made a lot of progress and learned a lot by splitting time in spring practice. But the secondary, you know, Landon Collins has really done a good job this spring. You know, Gino's done a good job this spring. Eddie was having a great spring and probably our best corner, most consistent. Bradley Sylvia has had a really good spring and doing a good job. So, and we just got to keep working and developing depth, and feel like we have a few more guys that have a good understanding of what we're doing. And we just seem to not be making as many mental errors as we have in the past at this time.
Last one, Mike.
Just wondered how the quarterbacks responded under the pressure of a first scrimmage situation.
Well, I think the quarterbacks really did a good job. I think the stats are pretty good for what they were able to accomplish, and they've been pretty consistent throughout the spring. I think that as a team, all right, when we get in certain situations, we have not been able to respond very well. And I think that it's a matter of the whole team. You know, the pass protection needs to be better. The quarterback's got to do a little bit better job. So when we're in play action, move the field, running it, you know, getting the ball out of our hand quick, we do a nice job. But, you know, we get too much pressure in the pocket, so the quarterbacks can't operate, which we got to get cleaned up with the offensive line so that, you know, the guys have a better chance to function. But I think that all the guys have done a good job of progressing throughout the spring. You know, Blake has had a really good spring and has taken some command. Cooper Bateman has made a lot of improvement, done a nice job. Alex still, you know, competing. So, you know, those three guys have sort of emerged as the three guys that look like they're most ready to play. Nobody's disappointed in anybody else, and we actually feel like, you know, our freshman who's coming off of an injury has a lot of potential. He's just not 100% healthy yet. So we're pleased with the progress those guys have made. All right, anything else? Thank you.